This course will present the top 5 hacks for improving the quality of your academic work. A hack is an obscure, clever, or unique way of solving a problem. Also, a hack is a shortcut to an otherwise lengthy task. More specifically, these hacks will aid the reading, writing, and studying of academic texts. I will hand these techniques down to you as they were handed down to me. But before I do, I need you to agree to 2 matters. First, you need to agree to further develop these hacks. These hacks are in beta mode. They are a work in progress. When they were handed to me, I developed them further and tweaked them to make them more relevant to my needs. So I need you to carry on this good work. Second, these hacks should be used in tandem with traditional modes of study. They are not a substitute, but an additional tool in your toolbox. Holding the number 5 position, the Academic Phrase Bank. The Academic Phrase Bank is a general resource for academic writers. This is a free service, open to all. It was created for you by academics in the University of Manchester. These academics created a bank of popular phrases and keywords from academic publications. You can copy phrases from this bank and put it straight into your assignment. This is not considered plagiarism. You are not stealing other people's ideas because the phrases are content neutral and generic in nature. Even though the bank was designed for writers who are non-native speakers of English, native writers may still find much of the material helpful. In fact, recent data suggest that the majority of users are native speakers of English. On the left of the screen, you'll find several scenarios: being cautious, being critical, classifying and listing, compare and contrast. Select whichever scenario is relevant to your assignment, then click. You will find further subheadings which contain useful phrases that you can use for your assignment. You may need to be creative and adapt these phrases to suit the needs of your assignment. Coming in at number 4, the British Library's ethos. Ethos is the UK National Thesis Service, which houses 600,000 doctoral theses. If your lecturer completed their PhD in the UK, you can find their PhD thesis here. You can see what they were like as a student. This is a free service, open to all. You can sign up for a free British Library account, or you can just download the content without having to sign up. A doctoral thesis is a great resource to use in your assignments and dissertations. It is peer-reviewed and scrutinized by senior academics. A PhD thesis is excellent for gaining an understanding of the topic area. This is because a typical PhD thesis contains a literature review section. A literature review is typically 5 to 20 pages. The review curates the main theories, main scholars, main issues, main debates within a topic area. So just by reading these 5 to 20 pages, you could gain an overview of the entire topic area. You will know the main theories, the main issues, the main debates. This literature review will do the heavy lifting for you. You do not need to read multiple academic sources. You can just read these 5 to 20 pages. Ethos is also useful for thinking about your dissertation or research project. Additionally, Ethos is useful for thinking about your dissertation or research project. If you are unsure about how to narrow your research topic, type in the issue that you are interested in to look for inspiration. Try to find a PhD thesis in a similar area and model your research project on that thesis. Or perhaps you are unsure about some of the conventions of writing a dissertation. Look for a PhD thesis in a similar area for inspiration. When you look at this PhD thesis, you can see how to form a strong research question, or how to write a methodology, or how to structure your dissertation as a whole, because your dissertation is a mini PhD thesis. Also, why not contact the author of the PhD to ask further questions? Most people that complete their PhD are open to questions from students who are looking into similar areas. This is a short guide of how to use Ethos. This is the Ethos website. Type in the name of the area that you're interested in. I want to know about groupthink. Click here. search. Click here. You're given two options. You could download it from the British Library from Ethos directly, or you can access it from the institution. I generally just access it from the institution. It's just much easier. Takes me straight to the PDF. Download the PDF. And here we have a literature review of corporate governance, definition of corporate governance, theories related to corporate governance. Remaining at number 3, the Instruction Verbs Guide. Created by the University of Kent. This guide is great for breaking down your assignment question. This guide gives detailed definitions of the instruction verbs in your assignment questions. Most assignment questions have an instruction verb: evaluate, discuss, critically evaluate, account for. So if you see the term explain in your assignment question, check out the University of Kent's guide to see a full definition of explain. Check out the University of Kent's guide to see a full definition of elucidate. You can download this resource underneath this video. Holding the number 2 spot is the book review. A book review is when scholars and experts describe and analyze a book for its content, style, and merit. Book reviews praise or dispraise a book. This is why a book review is a great source for getting critical information, because you'll get to see the weaknesses and strengths of a book. I've rarely seen a neutral book review. Scholars will discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the book. They will discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the author's theories, and they will discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the author's models. Book reviews give you great contextual information. I think this is the best part of a book review. Book reviews will give you the crucial information about the universe around the book. It may say what this book was in reaction to. Which intellectual tradition is this author from? Is this author prominent in their field? Is this book in line with the author's previous work? Really rich description, because the work of scholars are not isolated or separate from the world. Most books are reacting to something or coming from a particular place. Book reviews will help you read between the lines. It will give you this crucial contextual information. Book reviews are very short. We all have busy schedules. We may not have time to read and analyze a 300-400 page book. So a book review is a great quick way to understand what a book is about. A book review will tell you the main thesis of the book, the main argument of the book, the main strengths of the book, and the main weaknesses of the book. So imagine this book is in your reading list, or this book is important to your topic area, or there are 1 or 2 ideas in this book that's important to your topic area. It may be too large to read and analyze every page of this book, so we need a shortcut. Let us find out how to get a book review of Henry Mintzberg's Rebalancing Society. Step 1. Go to the Birkbeck Library homepage and click on the library catalogue. It will take you to this page. When you're at this page, click on the Discover, Articles and More. Then type the name of the book and the surname of the author. In this case, Mintzberg, and his book is entitled Rebalancing Society. Click on Find. It will ask you to fill in your university login details. When you have filled in these details and logged in, you will end up at the results page. These are all of the results. You can download the review from this page. There are a number of links here to download the full text of the review. You could also refine or tweak the results. So I downloaded 3 book reviews of Mintzberg's Rebalance the Society. We'll go through each of these book reviews and dissect each of them. This is the first one. This book review is very positive about Mintzberg's Rebalance the Society, but being positive is also being critical. Critical analysis is not just about highlighting the weaknesses, it's also about highlighting the strengths, the positives, the advantages. From this book review, the author Brumbach tells us the central message of the book. Brumbach also tells us the implicit or hidden message of the book. These implicit messages are very important. It is fairly straightforward to know the central message of a book, but the implicit messaging takes some time. It takes some analysis. You have to read between the lines, connect the dots, and understand the implications. This reviewer has made our job easier by telling us the implicit message behind Mintzberg's book. This reviewer gives us a very strong critique against Mintzberg's Rebalance the Society. He states that Mintzberg fails to acknowledge race or gender in his analysis. This reviewer argues that Mintzberg does not account for these factors. These factors are very important in society and need to be discussed. Another comment from the reviewer is that he gives us some crucial contextual information. He tells us that Mintzberg is known for his unorthodox approaches to management issues. It's good to use this type of information in your assignment, in your dissertation, because it shows that you have read widely. It shows that you have read around the book. Another review that I downloaded, this review was very brutal in its critique of Mintzberg. They really tore Mintzberg's book apart. The reviewer stated that there were definitional issues, poor analysis, and generalizations. Very brutal critique. And you'll be able to use this critique for your assignment or for your dissertation. Finally, in the number 1 spot is Google Books. Google Books is the world's most comprehensive index of books. Google Books contains around 30 to 40 million books. You can search through the text of these books with a simple keyword search. If you type in the name of a theory or a model or a scholar, it will search through these 40 million titles to find these keywords. Google Books is really good for finding information about a specific theory or a particular concept or a model. I've been using it for around 10 to 15 years. Within a few seconds, you can have information crucial to your critical analysis. You can find definitions of a theory, concept, or model very quickly. Please do not use a dictionary or a generic website to get a definition. Always get your definitions from a book or a journal article. Google Books will help you find a critique of a theory, concept, or model very quickly. Google Books will contain the referencing details, so I would reference the book as an ebook. However, there are some issues. Google Books mostly contains previews, not the whole book. But this is fine, because sometimes all you need is that page, all you need is that section. Another issue, Google Book contains all types of books. From what I have seen, 80 to 90% of the books are okay, but anybody can self-publish a book and post it on Google Books, so you have to be careful. If you are unsure about the genuineness of a book, you can check if it is a genuine source on worldcat.org. Worldcat.org is a repository of genuine sources. If you cannot find a book in the worldcat.org repository, then leave this book alone. Go to Google Books homepage. You can get to this homepage by either typing in the URL, or you can type Google Books into the Google search bar to find this homepage. I want to find a definition of autocratic leadership. So type 3 words into the Google search bar. Definition, autocratic leadership. Just these 3 words. Definition, autocratic leadership into the search bar on the Google Books homepage. Just to note, this is what it looks like on a desktop. It's preferable if you go through these steps on a desktop. If you're on a mobile device, it is possible to change the view to the desktop view. I will change the view to a desktop view. Step 3. Near the top of the page, where this red arrow is, click the Any View tab. Then select Preview and Full View. We are selecting Preview and Full View because we only want to see the results that have a preview and a full view. Right next to Preview and Full View is the Any Document tab. Select Books from this tab. You can see where the red arrow is. Select Books. We only want to see books, not newspapers, not magazines, just books. Great. Now we are ready to look. Scroll down slowly until you see Found Inside and a page number. When you see Found Inside and a page number, Google Books will take you to the exact page. We only want to see books like this because it will take us to the exact page. We don't want to have to scroll through the whole book. We only want search results that say Found Inside and gives us a page number because we only want this type of result. When you have found what you want, click on the result and you will find the page there with the definition of autocratic leadership. Go to Google Books, type definition and the model or theory that you're looking at. We want to know, what does human capital mean? What is the definition? How is human capital being defined by scholars? And I've put in speech marks here and here just to get a specific search. It makes things much more easier when I do it this way. And before we look through the search results, click Any View, go to Preview and Full View, click Any Document and go to Books. Now let's scroll through. And we have here a number of search results, but we don't want this type of result because when we click this, it takes us straight to the front page. We don't want this. We want to go to the exact page, to the exact paragraph. So let's back out. We need to look for something. We need to look for the page number. Excellent, we have it. When you see Found Inside and the page number, this is what we need. So let's click on this link and it takes us right to the page, right to the paragraph, and it defines human capital for us. And let's go back. Let's see if we can find more definitions of human capital. You have to be a detective, as I said. Yes, we found another definition. Found Inside, page 3. And we have a definition of human capital. Can we find any more? Great. Found Inside and the exact page number. We have the definition of human capital. And to reference these books that you find, just click here, go to the front page. So now that we know how to accumulate a lot of definition from Google Books, how do we turn this into critical analysis? This is one of my critical analysis templates. It is called There Could Only Be One. In this template, you display all of the definitions that you received from Google Books and select the best definition from this and explain why you selected that particular definition. It is that simple. So this student writes that human capital has acquired several definitions. Implicitly, this student is telling the marker that they are aware of multiple definitions. They have not just got one definition, they have not just got a definition from a dictionary, they have several definitions here. This lets the marker know that the student is well read. The student has read widely. The student writes the first definition from Schultz, 1961. The student writes the second definition that they found from Google Books from Bontis, 1999. And they found a third definition from Thomas, 2013. Now, all of these definitions now, it is still descriptive. It is great work. They'll be praised for this work because it shows that they have researched and read many materials, but it's still descriptive. It is descriptive because they are just describing what they have read. We are all academics here, so we need to make sure that we put our critical academic voice forward. This sentence makes it critical. This sentence in black. This student selected Thomas's definition out of all these other definitions and explained why they selected it. They've looked at all of the evidence and selected which evidence is the most credible. We can also use Google Books to find criticisms. Now let's find some criticism. Type criticism and the model or author or theory that you want to critique. Let's do Lewin change model. Let's try to find some critique for this model. We need that found it inside and the page number. Excellent, and we have it here. So let's click on this. And we have a range of critique about this model. Let's try to find some more critique for this model. Just to recap, if you want to find the definition of something, type definition and the name of the theory or the model, or definitions and the name of the theory or the model. If you want to find criticism, type the word criticism, theory, model or author, criticisms, theory, model or author, or critique, theory or model or author. Play around with it. Maybe you won't find results on page 1, try page 2, try page 3, try page 4. If you're still not finding results, try to put in as much information as possible. There are some honourable mentions that fall outside of the top 5. The first of which are hacks to help you proofread your work. Grammarly has designed a plugin that sits inside Microsoft Word. This plugin gives you real-time feedback on your grammar, spelling, punctuation, and commonly confused words. It also gives you recommendations to simplify long and complicated sentences. You have to sign up for an account. Grammarly has a free option and a paid subscription. The free option is adequate for most users. However, the downside is that Grammarly's recommendations are not always correct or adequate for the situation, so you need to be mindful of whether or not to accept Grammarly's recommendations. Nonetheless, underneath this video, you'll find a link to the Grammarly plugin for Microsoft Word. When you arrive at the page, run the Grammarly installer, follow the setup instructions, then open up Microsoft Word and click Enable Grammarly. It will take a few seconds to review your Word document, then offer you suggestions as you scroll down the document. Another hack is the report and verbs chart. You can download this chart from the link underneath this video. A report and verb comes just before you paraphrase a source or quote from a source. So the report and verb in this sentence is postulates. Johnson, 2017, postulates that artificial intelligence displaces workers. Smith and Jones postulate that artificial intelligence displaces workers. Johnson stresses the importance of emotional intelligence in leadership education. It is crucial to use different reporting verbs for different scenarios in your assignment. Do not use the same reporting verb all the time. Johnson argues, Smith argues, Lee argues, mix it up, use different reporting verbs. This reporting verbs chart provides you with a number of scenarios to use reporting verbs. If you want to sound neutral in your assignment, you can use the reporting verbs listed under neutral. For example, to show, to demonstrate, to investigate. These are neutral reporting verbs. Or if you want to show caution, use the reporting verbs listed in the tentative section. Or perhaps you want to step it up and show an argument in favor of something. Then use one of the reporting verbs in the orange section. Or if you want to counter these arguments, use the reporting verbs in the strong against section. The last hack to reveal is Studiosity. Studiosity is an online service for all Birkbeck students. You can receive feedback on your assignment within 24 hours by a specialist in academic writing, and also book a 30-minute online tutorial with a tutor to take you through an academic problem. Studiosity is completely free and always available. You can use the service up to 6 times if you study part-time and up to 8 times if you study full-time in each academic year. You can access the service by selecting the Studiosity link in your Birkbeck account. You can also download the Studiosity app on Google Play or the Apple App Store. Thank you for engaging with this course. I hope you have benefited from these hacks.